So good afternoon and welcome to this live session for the course. This is the second live session that we are having, and this is the final live session by me and the TA. I'm sure all of you are finding the course useful and also for the course. This is the second, and you have been finding it useful and also finding it easy to follow, and the discussion forum and other topics are of help to you. That's something that um, we have been trying our level best to make it uh, as easy and accessible as possible. So we will take up the questions that are posted in the spreadsheet. And if I really look at it, there aren't any really technical questions. How to analyze my paper to have, I think, less plagiarism. That's what perhaps meant. Uh, let's not bother about it. What do you mean by paper? When you are writing, you know whether you are copied or not copied. So if you have not copied, there's no need to check whether it is plagiarized, right? It's you. You know whether you're saying the truth or you are not saying the truth. Therefore, you need not bother about it. Is the problem is that if someone writes and gives a paper to you, a manuscript, then you may be wondering whether it is having any section that is plagiarized, copied. So you want to check. If that's what your question, then there are many tools that really looks at the similarity and gives you a score and so on, that you can check it out. There are hundreds of tools that is available. But then let's not even look at it. Why should even look at it? Because this particular course sorry, we are trying to understand how you can make effective communication. Sorry. And in that context, what you are writing is your original writing, and we are only telling how you can improve. As long as you are writing on your own, you don't need to really worry about should I really do a plagiarism, test or screening for your, manuscript. That is not at all required. Um, then there's another question which says tools and techniques to make present day tech savvy participant vibrant communication in English. Uh, I really uh, do not understand the question in the sense that if you have to write anything, it could be either you use a pen to write, or if you are tech savvy, you probably are typing in a laptop or computer, or you can use the mic option. Therefore, you the switch on the mic option, then you speak what you want to type. Then there is a uh, auto, audio to text conversion tool that is there, right? But then you are the original author of anything that you are writing, right? How that uh, is captured in a computer or as a word processor, that's the medium. It doesn't matter, but you are the original author of any paragraph, sentence, or article. Therefore, that as long as you know how to construct a sentence, how to structure it, what should come first, all the different guidelines that we have discussed, whether it is given and new, whether it is uh, simple to complex, and all these things that we have discussed, right? If you follow, whether you are writing it by a pen or using a pen, or you are directly typing or using any other tool to convert text, uh, it doesn't matter, right? That's what it is. So it doesn't really matter. Therefore, it doesn't really change much, right? So, but yes, you may want to really look at how we can make presentation, effective presentations, icons, like, that visual communication. Yes, there the technology really help you. You can come up with better visual communication if you want to communicate the way you make slides and so on. That's an evolving field. Originally, if you go back 20 years, 30 years back, then there was nothing called, like about 30 years back, there was nothing called presentation. Like the PowerPoint was not a concept then. People used to draw and make it in a paper and take photograph and make slides. That's how slides were made. That's why still you call it as a slide. It is because these are film that were captured and then they made slide that put in a projector. But technology has really brought in a lot more ease in making this kind of presentations. Nowadays, all of you simply use a PowerPoint to put your image and make text and things like that. It's a lot more easier. So that is evolving. When it comes to visual communication, yes, I mean that's something that you can bring in animation to explain concept. All these things are new, right? But the way you present, the way you speak, the way you write, that remains pretty much the same. Regardless which language you use, the concepts are very similar. So therefore, the other communication mode or the tools that you use could perhaps be different for with time it could change, so that you have to adapt to. So that's the only difference. um, right. So I would urge, like, all of you to look at the watch the videos, and then um, you know get benefited practice. There are many links that are given. You can use it for your uh, uh, make yourself better in terms of communication, right? Yeah. So I think we could have questions that could be posted and the YouTube link. Then I'll be able to take up some other questions. Okay, so yeah, waiting for the questions. I would encourage people to type questions. Therefore, we can take up. Yeah. If there aren't any question, then uh, we would assume that the the lectures are interesting and you are able to follow them easily. There's one question: what is the right time for writing a review paper? How to proceed with it? I don't right understand, like, what do you mean by right time? Right time meaning in a PhD program, or that's what I assume that you are referring to. Not the right time in a day, right? That doesn't really matter, right? You can write in a morning or evening, whatever it is. Yeah. So what is that, a review paper? Review paper is something that summarizes everything as on today, a given topic, right? And then it's going to use that basis to develop an hypothesis or develop a model, or ask questions that are yet to be addressed, or questions that are significant in terms of advancement, right? That's what you want to synthesize something out of what is known already. Therefore, you have to have that much of understanding of reading and understanding research paper, right? The significance, whether whatever experiment that they are done is strong enough to arrive at a given conclusion or not, right? So that's what it is. So for you, for that, you should have done some experiment. Therefore, you know what a given method would have in terms of limitation, what it has advantage and so on, right? So it is simply not that, if any, what's the difference between a good research paper and a bad research paper? We are not talking about how it is written. The language may be good in both. But one research paper, which could be something which has solid basis, very good questions, fantastic approaches, all the experiments are done carefully, the data is presented well, and therefore they are strong. You can derive conclusions out of it. The other one, the number of experiments that they're done is very few, and that does not really form a good basis. There are several loopholes in the method. Uh, that's it's not that strong enough to arrive at a conclusion. So when you write any review, so it's important for you to understand which paper is something that is significant, which has made a significant contribution in a given field, and which one did not. Therefore, you have to pick up the paper that have made an impact for you to form a basis for you to cover, discuss in your review. So that requires a little bit of maturity. Therefore, I would recommend that if you want to write a review, then you must be an expert in that field. You know the field in and out. You understand the concept. You understand the method. You understand the approach. Therefore, you can judge the paper good, bad, based on what has been done, experiments, right? That requires certain level. That is why you write thesis. Why do you write thesis? You write thesis because that allows you to develop these tool sets. So technically, towards the end of your graduate program, towards the end of your PhD program is when you are in a kind of state where you can really write a review. That's what my advice would be. What are the best way to write a review paper? It follows the same principle. Like, you have to read everything, understand what is the current status, make topics or bullets, rearrange them, and then start writing. Same principle what we have explained, right? I will not address anything on the assignments and so on. That is there's a discussion forum. Uh, you can really post message. It will be answered. Okay, so this is not a forum for that kind of a question, right? Yeah. I guess that's all it is for today. I guess there are no other questions. So would like to thank everyone for joining, and also all the very best for your upcoming exams, whether it is semester or the NPTL. So, all the best for your exams, and we will end the live session now. Thank you so much for everyone to join us. Yeah. Thank you.